Hello my friends, I am G Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD. This is episode 8. At the end of episode 7, we were working on this little passenger train tram thing we had going on here. Um, and I was just looking at how we have basically zero passenger traffic at the important one, which is the one for our mission, and yet plenty at the other stations. And I was thinking about how I could do something to make that actually meaningful. What I've decided to do, very close, both of these up here, is rather than trying to, just add more and more and more passenger cars, or worse, adding a second whole train, is I've decided just to rejig the route. So instead of it going back and forth, and then back and forth, and back and forth, and that sort of method, Rodfield, Finchester, and then Finchester to St. Trottingdor, and then back to Finchester. So it's making this the peak. Instead, I'm just going to let it do basically a loop, where it goes Rodfield, Finchester, St. Trottingdor, Rodfield. So it's basically just going to make a circle. That will slightly slow down our mission here, because it's only going to be picking up traffic from... Actually, I might make St. Trottingdor the main one. But anyway, it's only going to be picking up the traffic from 1 to here, but the actual train itself will spend a lot less time picking up from this small station, which is very unprofitable, and therefore we can just get generally more people moving. So, where is my actual train? There it is. Okay, so we need to make some adjustments here. So right now it is going Trottingdor to Finchester. That's fine. It's going to go from there to Rodfield. That's fine. I don't want them to go to Finchester. I want it to go from Rodfield to St. Trottingdor with the maintenance in between. There, that's a very easy change, so we'll let this run. Make sure I haven't screwed anything up. And I think that will work out pretty well for us. It's certainly... Oh, there's an opponent's plane. It'll certainly help ease the massive, massive burden here. On the Rodfield side, I could always just throw in more buses, replace some of the ones I sold off. That would help, but at this point I'd really rather not. I'm actually very tempted just to get rid of the bus route entirely, but I will leave it for now. The other option, I guess, would be to add roads and have the buses visit St. Trottingdor as well. I'm just not entirely sure that there's a lot of point to that, but anyway, we'll see. Okay, so the train here just left Finchester. That's the station I was trying to get at. Yeah, very, very limited traffic there. So let it pop into here. Yeah, very, very little from Finchester. But that's okay. We're not overly worried about coming from Finchester for the mission. It's only what goes to Finchester. So pick up quite a few from Rodfield here. Almost everybody, actually. That's very good. That's very good. And then we'll take them over to St. Trottingdor. Oops, wrong button. Like that. And we'll let them come here. There's no way we're going to pick up all these, and you can see that just dropped. So people are giving up, which is unfortunate. But we'll pull as many of them out as we can in a sane manner. I mean, theoretically, yes, I could add, 10 more passenger cars in here, or, double up the rail and put 2 or 3 more trains on there. I just really don't want to do that. Not for this mission anyway. Maybe at some point we'll do that just for fun. We'll build one that's just a crazy line, but I don't really want to do that. Let's see if it actually does get up to the 112 max. No, it definitely is not, because it just broke down. Fantastic. I guess that's what happens when you're watching, right? Watch pot never boils or something. Anyway. I don't think that's one of ours, is it? Oh, it is, actually. Yeah, so I was mentioning that, I think, in the last video, how the amount of production can go up or down randomly, and I just happened to catch that message and the name looked familiar. I thought it was one of the ones we'd already connected, and it was. that was what going back up, which is nice. So we'll let this go here for a bit. Yeah, there's crazy amounts of money now. The beginning of the game, it's really tough. The amount of money you start with, even with the loans, isn't really all that much. So if you make any like serious mistake in terms of your first route or two, you could really, really hurt yourself. But as long as your first route is reasonably profitable, like ours was, after that you're just rolling in the money. Like I don't entirely understand the economics of this game, but clearly it's pretty easy. As long as you don't make a mistake early is really all it comes down to. So we got lucky, and the first mission it gave us was a good profitable route, so we were okay. Because the last thing I would ever want to have to do is restart just because we ran out of money. That would be very, very embarrassing. So let's go ahead and let this train get rolling some more. A little bit more. Whoops, what's that? Oh, helicopters are now available, which means that that other CPU, well, it hasn't yet, but it should now start to actually, or at least it can actually start building. I don't know if it will, though. Because it sat idle for so long, I don't know if it will actually start or not. We should check on it again later. Let's see if it actually does kick back in. But failing that, now I know it's 59 that has a helicopter, so if I do end up starting over, I'll try to remember to start in 59 or 60 or something. Just, or change to a different AI, and that doesn't even matter, but either way could work. Both of those. And again, we'll just watch this train for a bit. Well, we're just waiting for some of these missions to complete. It's probably this coal mission that's going to complete first. It's certainly the furthest along, but you never know. These oil missions are crazy, crazy amounts of volume, because we've had this first one for a long, long time. I think that was the third mission we ever got, so it's been going for quite some time. So it'd be nice to clear that one off and get a fresh one, but I'm still pretty sure it's going to be this bottom one that ends up going first. But we shall see. There's their plane again. And you can see it's broken down by the lower speed. Yeah, and their planes are doing well as well. Carrying lots and lots of passengers and mail, just like ours are. It's kind of interesting, actually, that you can click on an opponent's vehicle and still get full detail on it like it's one of your own. I mean, obviously you can't change its route or anything, but all that information is just completely available to you, which seems odd to me. Maybe I don't know why, but it just strikes me as odd that you should be allowed to get that kind of information on somebody else's. What have we here? Okay, I'm not sure why it's saying it's a new company, because it really isn't. That's the same one we had. But I guess maybe because it's their first... Yeah, because it's their first helipad. But that's good, though. That at least means that this AI is at least going to be trying, which is good. Probably not trying very well, but we shall see. So far, though, they've only built one helipad. They haven't built a second one yet, which obviously means they haven't built any choppers or created any routes, but we'll just keep an eye on them, because I do want to see the competition at least try. Game is pretty easy, and I do have, admittedly, these are pretty easy AIs, but still, I would like at least a little tiny bit of action out of them. Yeah, we'll come back and look at them later. Okay, this power plant trip is just about done, so I think this will be the train we'll watch for a little while. coal already waiting, that's good. So it shouldn't take too long. Yeah, just a tiny, tiny wait for the last little bit. So that's not bad at all. Let's haul it a good 120. Excellent. Having said that, that really isn't a very large amount relative to the 6,700 that it wants, but ooh, look at this mess. I clearly wasn't really worried too much about farmers' fields when I built this track, and I just went ahead and completely obliterated several fields here. Oopsies. Apparently, nobody really cares, though. So, it's very, very odd. There we go. Yeah, we're basically 120 out of that's what, about 0.5%? So this still needs at least, what, maybe, well, at least 10 more trips anyway. So I guess it's not quite as close to done as I thought, but it certainly is making some good progress. So, and it's definitely been a very profitable train overall, so can't complain about that too much. So that is fantastic. So we can see the whole route. Can't see much detail, but we can only see the train going, which is nice. It's very, very nice. I do so enjoy very calm, relaxing games like this, especially ones so focused on trains. I don't know, I've just always had an affinity for trains. Like, even if I'm playing a game like, say, Factorio, which really isn't based around trains, although it has trains in them, once I get to a point where, I'm able to build trains, an hour or two into the game, I'll probably spend, 10, 20, 30 hours just building train networks and, really not making much, if any, progress on my actual base. Like, it's a very weird thing. I don't know, some kind of affinity. Maybe I should have been an engineer or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I'd share that little tidbit with you in case you're ever curious why I have such a train fixation. Now you know why. Alright, we're up to 96 or 97%, depending on its rounding. Oh, 98 actually. Excellent. So, not too many more trips. And yeah, this will definitely be the next one done. Sorry, the first one done for this episode. And we should have time to finish it and create whatever one comes up next, assuming, of course, it doesn't do another duplicate one like it did with the grain here. And percentage didn't even move that time. It went 2 last time, and nothing this time. So it's got to be something about the way it rounds, or it was just very slow updating, and it actually is done. Never mind, it is done. Strange, strange, strange. There's clearly quite the delay between the actual cargo arriving and the script noticing it, but that's okay. So now we'll just wait for it to give us a replacement mission. While we're waiting on that, let's see if our good friends at Chopper, yes they have, they've clearly built and bought choppers, and they are running. They're not making much money yet, but at least they are at least trying, and that's good. That is very, very good. Okay, here's our new mission. And yes, so it's picked the same place again, only this time it's chosen livestock. So yes, we already have a connection here, but that's a grain connection. So we have to look and find where we can get livestock. Excellent. Okay. And depending on where it is, I may have to do that merging station thing again, where, because for example, I have to bring it in by train. Whereas that's just a road network. But anyway, let's go and find a way to get livestock. So that'll be from a farm. Yes, that'll be from a farm. And the nearest farm. Oh, hang on a second. That's right. Farms do both grain and livestock. Oh, well. Okay, this will be even easier than I thought. Because basically all this means is we keep the exact same road and we just add some livestock vehicles. These livestock vans, apparently. Very, very strange. But okay, that makes that very easy. I'm almost disappointed that was a little bit too easy. Apparently I can't type today. But that's okay. So again, just like on the other one, we're going here, here, and here. Maintenance is optional, and the pickup can be a full load. And with that, you are green to go. And we'll see this little truck come out. Well, I guess it's a little bit different than this. It's got a slightly different paint job. But that will officially activate this station now. Will also do livestock. When a station is activated for a vehicle arriving, it doesn't activate everything that's available, only the stuff that you can transport. So this station had been activated for grain, years back, but never was activated for livestock until just now when that first truck arrived. So now we'll actually start seeing livestock, and we're probably going to need more of them. Because we definitely have, in fact, the livestock production is slightly even higher than the grain production. So however many livestock vehicles we need will be at least as many, if not more, than the number of grain vehicles we have. So, but I think we're just going to add one more. And then I think that will be sufficient for what we're doing in terms of transporting livestock. We're not going to get every last one, but that's okay. What's interesting too, of course, is we've got just as much transporting, but this wants less of it. So that's pretty interesting. So definitely this mission, even though it's further behind, will definitely finish much faster than the one above it. And I think we have time. This passenger one here may finish for us relatively quickly as well. Oh, let's just have one more vehicle, why not? I'm feeling magnanimous or generous or something. Oh, I apparently made a green one by mistake. Whoopsies. Alright, I guess that means I want 2 livestock ones then to compensate. There we go, and there we go. Okay, that should be plenty sufficient for that. Sorry, oh yeah, look at this backup. It just can't fill. Oh, this is a problem. This is definitely a problem. Okay, what's happening here is the grain truck was in, and it had stopped at the first bay, because there's 2 bays here, and it was waiting to get filled. And all these other trucks have had to wait, because they can't continue until the road is clear. So this tells me we need to make a little bit of an adjustment here. So what I'm going to do is get another truck station. I'm going to do an actual pull-in type one. Which way do I want to face? Let's do it here. And I'm going to do the control, connect things, so it's all part of the same. So now both of these count as the same station. And I can't until they actually clear. Fantastic. Okay, so be it. And there's quite the light up. Yeah, I'm going to wait for all of these to clear. That's not ideal. But at least the livestock ones are clearing very quickly, so it's just the grain ones that are going to cause us a problem. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of, I'm not going to call it necessarily cheating, but we're going to kind of abuse the system a little bit, and I'm going to actually build a third station. Again, that counts as the same one. And see, that one was allowed to connect already. So now, some of these coming in can actually come in here. Once this is clear, I'll connect this one, and then there'll be plenty of room. See, this is already better, because this one will wait over here, completely out of the way. That's fantastic. There we go. Okay, now all three of these are connected. So each of these three, so they have plenty of chances to pull in. So even if the grain ones are stuck, no big deal. They can always pull in a different one as they come in. Fantastic. So that will help clear that jam real quick. Yeah, I never even thought about that when I put this down here in the first place and just made it an on-the-road one. Because at the time, there was just the one type of vehicle. It wasn't really a big deal if it ever was delayed. But now that you have multiples, it definitely could be a problem. So that's not ideal. But we're definitely making good progress here. Looks like this passenger one is just about done. I think what we'll do is we'll make this a slightly longer episode. We'll let this one finish, and then we'll take care of whatever mission, at least set up whatever mission it replaces it with, and then we'll call it an episode. So slightly longer today. I'm sure you won't mind. Not too much longer. There's the train there. Oh, isn't that nice? The competition, the plane one, has decided that Rodfield is a lovely place to be, just like I did, and they've gone ahead and plugged in an airport, which will be stealing some of these passengers. Having said that, there's still plenty to go around, so we're not overly worried about it, but still, I'm not sure that I like that. In fact, I'm quite sure I don't like that. That's not very nice of them. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do much. Yeah, they're making money hand over fist because of the planes, just like we are. So I'm definitely not going to be able to run them into the ground. But that's okay. Well, competition is good. Alright, so that passenger mission is now complete because it's fallen off the list. So we're just waiting for the replacement. And hopefully, it's one we can do pretty easy. It certainly is taking its time, deciding what this mission shall be. Just try to pause and see if that helps. Maybe I need to close and reopen it. Oh, that didn't help. It's just taking its sweet, sweet time trying to decide. There we go. Fair enough. I'm nothing if not patient. There we go. Okay, here we are. So this is a goods to a city. I don't tend to like these for one simple reason. You are capable of oversaturating the market of goods. If I'm bringing a lot of these crates in all at once, it will then decide that they don't need anymore, and they'll stop accepting them for a while. And then, so you've got this route that just isn't doing anything. It's still costing you money having the vehicles, but you are like and they'll still visit the stop, but you cannot drop off. It's very annoying. So we're definitely going to make this one a very, very slow route, at least in terms of volume. Generally speaking, that means we're going to be doing it by road. So what we need then is something near here that can produce goods. That is not one of them. Neither is that. Let's see what around here could produce goods for us. Well, that's an iron mine. And yes, I do have to click on all of them because I don't recognize what the buildings themselves are very easily. No, well, I can make steel, which is lovely and all, but that's not what we're after. This might be a bit of a problem. We may not have anything. There we go. Okay. Alright, so this wants grain, which we could haul from here, or the alternative is we could pick up ore from here, take it to the steel mill, and then haul the steel back to make goods with. Well, that's very, very interesting. Okay. Well, I think we're actually going to do it the harder way. We're going to do it with iron to steel. I think that'll be more fun. It'll definitely be more profitable. So let's go ahead. It just means when we're setting up the goods from here to the city, I think I'll probably make that either a road network or just a single goods car, just so I'm not saturating the market too much. But in terms of, hauling iron, hauling steel, those can be full normal size routes. So let's go ahead and make a iron ore to here. Can I get this close enough down off the hill? Oh, I can. Just barely, but it accepts iron and supplies steel, so it's just close enough, and now we don't have to go up that little hill. That's good. Let's then create the station over here. Yeah, we come in this way, so we'll have a face this way. That's fine. And then here, okay, yeah, I'll just use a train for this, but I'll just make sure it's a small one. What that does mean is I should have put this as a double. Let's create one like that, because I definitely want the two lines to be completely unrelated to each other. I should have just up here where you can actually specify to make them double track. I should have done that. I wasn't thinking about it. Whoopsies. And we'll make that, we'll just tuck that in right about there, let's say. Okay, beautiful. We'll go ahead and we'll haul this over here. That might be too far already. But we'll see if we can make it work. Oh, it's not too bad. That'll be alright. All that there. And a connector here to here. Fantastic. And now we need one that's going to bring the steel over. That should be plenty far enough. Oh, I'll try and dodge this hill. So let's actually go to there. Just do all this. Okay. And again, I don't mind corners so much, but you really want to avoid hills whenever possible, because that's what really slows your trains down. Where's the actual? There. Okay. I might have even got that about right. Oh, look at that. Now, actually, again, I should have, and I wasn't thinking about it. This would have both an input and an output. I want two different trains, so we're going to have two completely separate tracks. And again, if I was thinking ahead, I would have done that a little smoother, but oh well. That's okay. We can't get them all right every time. Sometimes you have to just experiment and fix it. There we go. Now, We will need depots, since these are all completely isolated trains, that one, and that one, we need separated depots. I could, theoretically, have these tracks connect to each other and just make a single depot. That would be fine. Or, you know, same idea here. In fact, maybe we will do something this way. Okay, so now this is a depot that handles the iron to here. And then we'll have a depot over here that both of these trains can get at. Put it, say... No, I'd rather not even do that. We're just going to do this the real easy way. They each get their own depot. And then there doesn't really... There's no chance of any mistakes. The last thing I want is for one train to get completely halted while it waits for the other train to get in or out of the depot. That would just annoy me intensely. Okay, so this one is... Oh, and we can try out that new steam engine we got a couple of years ago that we haven't tried yet. It's definitely faster, only slightly more expensive, and actually the running cost is a little less, so that, even that isn't a big deal. More powerful, and basically the same reliability. Perfect. We are now using these steam engines. Okay. And this line here is the iron ore. Not sure we could have used those as well, I suppose, but we'll just use normal trains for these. Alright, so this is going to be the iron. I've forgotten the name. I've lost. There we go. Iron to bronze church. Fantastic. And it's going to go depot, track, and station. Maintenance is optional. And here we do want to full load. Okay, it's green to go. And that means we can actually close that because we're done with that one. Next will be the train here. So grab from this depot over here. It's the outside track. So we want to make sure we get this depot. I probably should have put one depot on each station so it'd be a little easier, but that's okay. So again, we're going to grab the steam train, and this one is hauling steel. So we'll build a couple of steel cars. And this is steel to Testworth Woods. Fantastic. And set that actual route. So again, you're going that depot here and here. Maintenance is optional. Do I want a full load here? It's going to be dependent then upon the iron. But I did set the iron to have 4 cars, whereas this will only have 3. So I think we're going to be okay to do full loads here. It's not a huge deal either way, but I think we may as well. It means the very first goods won't arrive for much longer because there won't be anything to come for quite a while, but I think overall it'll be okay. So that finishes the steel mill. Now we do the last one, which is in this second depot. And we're going to build a steam engine. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do a steam engine for this one. We're just doing that little wee route, so we're going to do one of these cute little ones here. No, just one of them, please. Thank you. Because I do really like these little trains. So this is goods to Broad Church. And, okay, and we can set its route, which is from that maintenance bay, this station, and to here. The maintenance is optional. I will not tell this one to full load because I really don't mind if it ever happens to do a short one, because again, we don't really want to overload. But what we do need to do is set it to goods. Okay, it can only even hold 38 at a time, so that's totally fine. Fantastic. There we go. That is all set up. This episode is running a little bit long, but I would like to at least see a little bit of stuff happen here, so let's watch things happen. So there's the iron ore. We'll just watch the flow process to make sure everything makes sense. Oh, that's a very, very small mine. We're going to have to speed time a bit here to get this going. Oh, okay, just now we're getting the acknowledgement that we finished the previous mission. That was very, very delayed. Okay, what I'm going to do just to get this moving here is I'm going to temporarily take off the full load, and then I'll put it back on right after it leaves for the next trip. There we go. That way at least we're going to get rolling here. So I want you guys to see the full process here. Oh, now you're finally catching up to the message queue, aren't you? Very nice. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, so this arrives, drops off all that ore. And you can see the processing is instant, which is obviously unrealistic, but oh well. Anyway, so, oh, that actually did pretty well. So again, I'm just going to temporarily set this off of full load, just so we can get it going once, and then on its next trip, it'll go back to doing full load. Alright, now we can watch this train go. Which will drop off, so now we'll have goods waiting. So our cute little tram here, which normally hauls passengers, will instead haul these crates of goods. Oh, it's such a cute little train. It'd be very nice when we get far enough along to get into the electrics. I can't remember what year that is either, but I know it's a little ways off yet. There we go. And that's some goods dropped off. Which means this thing will now be profitable. Fantastic. And that will update. And you can see, yeah, we're making good progress already. Alright, well with that, we've run quite a bit over on time, but I hope you guys don't mind. A longer episode. But we're definitely going to wrap it up here. So I thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you had a good time, just like I did, and I hope to see you again next time. Take care now, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye now.